The losses that we never talk about, and we don't talk about them just because we've healed, but we don't talk about them because we've learned how to adapt and learned how to carry the weight and the pain and the feeling of not having, right? So grief isn't just death of people. And when I say people, this means how they made you feel, the kind of person that you are when you showed up for them, the shared history, the presence that you dependent, the presence that you the presence that you depended on. These are the things that you end up losing when you lose a person. And when it comes to places, these are just the places that you lose: the familiar neighborhood, the city that's so comforting and so secure you've grown up in, the childhood home, and finally things that you get or that you lose yourself, or that you lose, yeah, the versions of yourself that you thought you'd be at that age, your future that you thought you'd have at that time, the dreams that you thought you'd have, the people that you thought you'd have in your life. These are just the things that, some of the examples that you might lose or signify, or some things that you'll have to grieve in order to move and adapt and go on to the next level. And somehow, despite losing all this, somehow society, life, family, everyone, everything expects you to move on and rebuild. Rebuilding despite of the pain, despite of the vacuum, despite of the loss, rebuilding anyway. Hello, family. Thank you so much for clicking. I'm your host, Diversified Wangari, and this is the thepomindkepodcast. Podcast. And in today's episode, we're going to be looking at learning how to live with grief of people, places, and things. So let's get into it. So grief isn't something that just happens to you. Grief reshapes you. It reshapes your being. It reshapes how you show up. It goes all the way to the root. Grief is complicated, because the hardest part about grief is somehow the world expects you to go back to normal. Somehow your job expects you to show up like nothing happened. Somehow your friends expect you to go back to normal like nothing happened. But something deep down inside broke within you. Something changed, and it didn't change for a while, it changed forever. And no one prepares you for that. You're left all alone to learn how to breathe again. You're left to learn how to wake up in a life that doesn't look like what you imagined. And finally, how to be able to walk through the memories that hurt and console you at the same time. We usually believe that, or we think that grief just belongs to death, but really, grief can come from plenty of things. A very good example, your friendships. Like, grief can come from friendships that end without closure. It can come from homes that you outgrew but still miss, the life that you thought you'd have at that age. And finally, all versions of yourself, like the innocent version, the hopeful version, and finally the fearless version. So grief is what happens when life shifts so fast that you do realize, or you see, ama unajua tu, after whatever has happened, life is never gonna go back to how it used to be, or life will never be the same again. So that drastic change, that's what grief is. The drastic change with the knowing that life will never be the same again. Damn, that's such a hard pill to swallow. That's so difficult. The reason why I'm saying this, I've learned so much about grief via experience. So, see, through other people's stories, but through experience. And this is when I lost someone that was so dear to me, someone that meant the world to me. No, it was not my boyfriend. This is the one who raised me. It was a family member. It was a guardian, actually. But I was super close to them. So me losing them, it really broke my heart. It tore my world apart. It changed how I saw things. It really influenced me a lot. the loss of this person, because first of all I experienced it at a very young age, so I totally understand when it comes to the loss of lives, people, places and things. I get it whenever there's a huge change, or maybe someone falls ill for a long time, or you lose someone, right? I understand why most of us, or people, are encouraged to go for counseling, because grief is such a heavy emotion, it's such a heavy experience. And we usually just assume that we've lost all of us. Like, for instance, if someone someone in a family just unfortunately passes on, right? The effect that loss of that someone in that family can be felt throughout the family, right? And it's not that it's special, or that actually there are people who will feel it more than others, which is true, but based on the proximity, based on the relationship that you had with this person, it will determine on how hard you're gonna feel when you lose this person, or how hard it's going to be when you lose this person. You lose this presence, you lose this voice, you lose this place, you lose this job, you lose this house, you lose, all these things, right? So we're trying to learn or see how we're going to be able to not, okay, be in control despite the circumstances, despite what the environment is telling us how we should feel, despite the unfortunate feeling of losing. Grief hurts so much because, first of all, it causes you to face a change that you had not expected, you had not thought about, hata haukuwa umeimagine in any point, shape, form, nada, right? This is something that you had not asked or planned for. Grief tears open the parts that you thought would itakuwa imehouse ama itakuwa imeprovide safety for your certainty, your familiarity, that ka soft safe space. Grief just comes and just tears right through and does not care. It does not care if it was your support system, your guardian, your mentor, your lover, your nothing. It does not care. It just comes and it takes away. It takes away, no nothing, no guts, no glory, no nothing, no hakuna kuwekwa. Kama it's your time, it's your time. And it's so sad and painful, because all along your brain is trying to fight for something, to fight for a reality that already is non-existent. Your brain is still trying to hold on to the truth that it has always known, but reality go to like, sorry bro, sorry, kwa ground vitu ni different. Kwa ground vitu ni different, please. Grief is a love without a place to go, and that's why it usually feels so heavy, disorienting, and most of all, even the smallest tasks that you try to attain, ama unatry to kufanya throughout your day, they feel like simiti, like cement. They feel so heavy, they feel so unattainable, they feel so overwhelming. And that's what grief does to you. Some of the ways you can learn how to live with grief, or you can learn to live with the acceptance of losing people, places and things, because I feel like in the world of today, we always want to keep, if you meet a partner, you want to hold them so close. When you get a job, you want to have it for so many years. When you get a house or a car, you want to treasure it and hold it so close to you, hold it so dear to you. But what we keep on forgetting, us as humans, is that life is an experience. We are here to experience the ride. We're not here to stay. We're not here to mount ourselves and get stuck in the ground. We're here to move through experience, through time, through space. We're here to move, okay? And for us, death really just somehow creates some sense of stagnancy. It just somehow it just makes the world stop. When you lose someone, something, or somewhere, or a place, your world comes to an end. Everything comes to a halt. Everything just loses its meaning, because you're like, ngoja. So in a short period of time, you can just lose it. Like, something you've had forever, a family, a friend, a house, all the money you've had unaweza lose in a matter of seconds. That's really scary. And I understand why many of us, or most of us humans, are so afraid of death, because you're like, is it the end? Is this how am I coming to live, so that I end up in the coffin? In all honesty, the fact that we know that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, of course we know death is not the end. Most of us are expected to move on and to adapt and to just act like, but death is so scary to the living, because they're like, okay, I'm dying, you want to tell me I'm going to sleep forever and not wake up again? Wait, I need to wake up and stretch. That aside, or some of the simple ways you can be able to, or some of the literal ways you can learn how to live with grief, okay, in our lives, and learning how to live with the loss. This is us trying to learn how to be okay when you're not able to receive all those things or not have those things, and just lose all those things. That we're trying to be okay because we're not defined by what's happening around us, but who we truly are. But with some extension, we find bits and pieces of ourselves in others, in other places, in other things, and in other people. And that's why whenever we lose them, it's a whole vacuum. It's like a part of you is gone, a part of you is lost, a part of you is never to be seen again. So first and foremost, the first thing you should learn how to do, this encompasses like our time today. So much is happening. There's so much war going on left, right, and center, even right now in Africa, in South America, in the extreme east, in Europe with Russia and Ukraine. You see, we have all these discourses happening. So many lives are being lost, many people are being displaced, many people are being tortured and killed and murdered and all these crazy things, right? Some of the ways we can be able to deal, or just continue, not be okay, I wouldn't say not be affected, but just how to be able to adapt in this chaotic environment that we're in right now, is learning how to allow the pain to exist without actually fighting it. You allowing the pain to just be whatever it is. If you need to scream, if you need to cry, if you need to, whatever it is you need to do, kama unataka kwenda, like if you need some time out, just allow the pain to come out, instead of you like feeling the pain and you're like, oh, hata sisikii vibaya hivyo sana, in fact I'm gonna go hang out, I'm gonna do sijui what. Don't try and avoid the pain. Let the pain be whatever it is. If you need to cry, cry it out. If you need to scream, scream. If you need to lay on the grass, lay on the grass. If you need to roll on the grass, roll on the grass. Just allow your emotions, allow the pain to come out, allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to feel the loss, feel the gap, allow yourself to feel the space that is present. Allow yourself, because the more you keep on fighting yourself, the more unatry kujiresist, the more unatry kusema hata si vibaya, hata sisikii vibaya, nini, the longer you're going to grieve. I'm saying this because just as I had mentioned, the person that I had lost was so close to me, and I lost them when I was really, really young. I think I was just a teenager. I was barely a teenager, actually. I was just like, I think I was like 12. Yeah, I was 12. I just turned 13 or something. So I was just becoming a teenager. So can you imagine losing a close guardian, being a child, having to deal with this very heavy, complicated emotion without having any sense of guidance, any sense of person, or someone who can show you or tell you how to grieve? Because how else do you grieve? What happened was, we were informed this person has left. Oh, it was so sad, they've died. We went for the funeral, it was so sad, we cried, and immediately, not even at the next day, immediately, literally immediately, that evening, everyone drove back to their homes, everyone went back to their place, everyone, like, life continued. People dispersed from the the grave, like nothing happened. And I was just standing there and I'm like, yo, the cement is still so fresh, the flowers are still so fresh, you can still see the steps around the grave, how fresh it is. Oh my god, it was a lot. It was a lot. And for me, just being a young person or a young girl, having to see this and experience this and not have anyone to just like guide me through it, took me years to realize that I was actually grieving. All this was grieving the loss of a loved one. And that's why I usually told, whenever you lose someone, something, or somewhere, feel it, own it, cry it, talk about it, write about it. If you need to journal, journal about it. But do not, I repeat, do not keep quiet about it. Do not shut yourself up. Do not let yourself go quiet, because the grief is going to consume you, it's going to change you, and it's going to overwhelm you. It's actually going to overwhelm is is the perfect word. Itakukula. Grief is going to eat you up. It's going to take the life from you. It's going to take away everything. It's going to make life look so gray. And that's what we're trying to avoid. As much as it was so hurtful, it was so distraught, it was just so annoying. This is what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid yoku. Like, just because we've lost something, that means we also lose ourselves in the process. That's what we're trying to avoid. Because losing yourself and then trying to get yourself back is... siku moja nitawapatia hiyo story. Grief comes in waves, so of course do not expect yourself to be okay in just a day, first of all, or 2 days. Don't expect yourself to be okay in a day or 2 days. Allow yourself to feel the pain. Allow yourself the days utakuwa uko sawa, utafeel like, oh, actually it wasn't even that bad. And the days you can't even come out your bed, you can't even move, you don't even want to open your eyes, you just want to cry, and you literally just want the world to open up and swallow you. So like, grief comes in waves. So whenever you're experiencing those highs or lows, like those lows, don't be so hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself, because you understand where you're coming from. You get it, right? You get it. So don't be so hard on yourself. Like, whenever you're experiencing those low days or those dark days, compared to the lighter ones where you feel like, oh, you've healed and everything. Because at the end of the day, grief is not linear. Okay, it's not linear. So you're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days. And whenever you have bad days, have some compassion and some grace for yourself, because at least show up, at least umeamka, just don't be so hard on yourself. And you having good days and bad days, or just having this contrast of days, it does not necessarily mean that you're not healing, but it just means that grief is doing what grief does. Okay? And that's why I usually find that there's some people who mourn for a week, there are others who mourn for a month, there's some who mourn for years and years. It all depends on the attention and the intention. I won't say attention, but the intentionality you have behind you releasing that pain, or you allowing yourself to feel that pain in order to release it. Because the only way you can be able to get over it or move on from it or not feel some type of way is only if you feel it or go through with it. And all this is because silence freezes grief, and you expressing grief freeze it. So the more you talk about it, the more you share about it, the more you write about it, the more you speak about it, it's somehow it's aiding to your healing, it's aiding to you overcoming that feeling and everything. So you need to learn how to build a new relationship with what it is you lost. It might have been your favorite job or your favorite hobby, or something that you, of course it was something that you really, really treasured. You need to learn how to have a new relationship with it based on what it has become, because now sasa haiko ama hayuko ama hamko ama haiko in the picture. You knowing that, or you being aware of that, it compels you to learn how to be okay with the missing, or with the thing not being in your life, or with the person not being in your life, or you trying to find meaning with how you carry yourself or how you carry your life now that this person is not present, or this thing is not present, or this area, or you're not in this area anymore. Let the love stay, but they release the pain. Let the pain teach you something. Don't be offended about the pain. Don't be like, oh, I hate this pain, I don't want to feel like this. Be curious. Be like, okay, I'm feeling this pain. This pain sucks and I don't like how it feels. So what can I learn from it exactly? What can I get out of this pain of me not having, or me missing this person, or me not being in this place? Let the past exist without controlling you. Carry the love forward. Carry the love forward in how you love yourself, how you show up for people, the way you live your life, the way you love your loved ones. Redefine that grief, that love that you feel like you cannot take it anywhere. Take it, repurpose it and give it to yourself, or invest it into like your loved ones that you have, or you are, the people who you are left with, the job that you're so passionate about. Just take that love, right, and repurpose it for another much more valuable, accepting thing that's beneficial, that's not going to be counteractive with how you're feeling at it, just because then you're hurting, you're in pain, then you go drink the pain away, or you go smoke the pain away, or you go just try and escape the pain. Don't do that, because the more you escape the more you escape the pain, the more you prolong the time of which you're trying to feel that, like, the more unaendelea create your time, the gap between the time and what you're feeling, then this gap over here is going to be so hard for you to close it, because first of all, you're gonna have to feel it. Na ile siku yenye utafeel, it's gonna feel twice as bad or thrice as bad, depending. The more you avoid the feeling, the more you try to run away from the feeling, the more intense it gets, the more it builds up, the more momentum it gets. So you might as well feel it, express it, to get rid of it. Allow yourself to have new dreams. Allow yourself to feel new dreams. Allow yourself to see new dreams. Okay? Because most of the time, utapata when you lose something that you really loved, hauonangi, like, hata how feeling in kama like there's anything better. In fact, you usually feel like there's like a black thing, like a black wall or a black screen in front of you, so you're not able to determine, you don't feel like you're in the mood of trying to start again, or want to meet someone again, or love again, or just actually starting again is what kills it, because you're like, I already had it, we are here, we're in the middle of the journey, then something happened, now we can't continue with the journey, you have to start again. You need to allow yourself and to give yourself the grace to start again, because what a blessing it is to start over than progressing with your life. Ufike mali, you just, something happens, a mishap happens, and you're just like, oh my goodness, I cannot start again, I'll have to continue on my own. Let yourself dream, not new dreams, not replacements, but evolutions of what you already had. So it's not about what you already had. Oh my God, it's gone, I can never have another one. But it's like, oh my goodness, I had that amazing thing, I had that amazing relationship. So based on me having that amazing relationship, what other good thing, right? What good thing can I get out of my very good previous experience, right? And that will somehow catapult you, itakupea psych itakupatia psych ya kutaka kuweza ku start again, ku learn new things, ku try new experiences, to meet new people. Just allow yourself to want to start again, allow yourself to dream again. Allow yourself, like, hata usijistop, usijipe hizo ma judgments umejipatia, usijipatie hizo ma judgments umejipatia beforehand. No. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Give yourself time, right? Allow yourself to dream again, because you deserve a future that's not just shaped by what you lost, but what you aspire to, what you want, what you are going for. Just learn to reconnect with life again, even when you're scared, even when you're unfamiliar, even when you're unprepared, even when you're feeling guilty about having to start over again, even though when the world feels unfamiliar, just go for it. Like, start again. I feel like every day, the reason why God anasemanga tomorrow is a blessing, it's because you've been given another day. You've been blessed with another day to start over, to try again and again and again and again, until that day when you're not going to be able to wake up. So don't be so hard on yourself. Even if you're 40, you're 20, you're 60, you can start over. As long as you have life in your lungs, as long as you have breath in your lungs, as long as you have motivation, as long as you just have breath in your lungs and breath in your body, you have the right. You have the right to start again. There's no time limit. There's no time limit. There's no qualifications of what you need to have for you to be able to start over again. No. As long as you're alive, you're feeling like things are not going the way you wanted, you've lost what you thought was so so meaningful to you, you are allowed to start again. So start again. Start again. It will feel lonely, it will feel scary, it will feel unpredictable, it will feel unfamiliar. What beauty is that compared to you not having the chance to start again? You having to continue with the old life, the old ways that you didn't even see for yourself. So allow yourself, okay? Allow yourself some grace, some compassion, and be kind to yourself whenever you're starting something new, living in a new place, starting a new job, starting a new relationship. Be kind to yourself, okay? Be kind to yourself. Choosing life is not betrayal. In fact, choosing life or love is the deepest form of honoring what it is you lost. So choose life. You're feeling discouraged, you're feeling negative, unafeel tu vitu zinabo, choose life. Choose life always. Even when life is telling you not to choose life. Okay? Because you're alive, you're kicking, uko hapo, umeamka, umepewa a new day, you're seeing the sun, you can step on the nyasi. Be thankful. And eventually, not suddenly, but eventually, you'll start laughing again, you'll start loving again, you'll start enjoying life again. And it won't be because grief is gone, amati, oh, you've healed, amati, because you've moved on. No. It's because you've learned how to live with the grief and you've learned how to hold it, right? No matter how heavy it is, you've learned how to hold it without collapsing, without losing yourself, without losing your momentum, right? You've just learned how to adapt and how to hold it in yourself and not allowing it to crush you. Because, like we said, grief changes you, but it does not end you, okay? It might change you, but it will not end you. You can always lose people, places, and things and still rise. No matter what, you can always lose. Hata kenye ulikuwa unafikiria, oh my God, if I lose this, if I lose this person, if I lose this friendship, if I lose this, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then you lose them. And then, yes, you'll cry, you'll hurt, but you move on, you grow, you adapt, and you even meet better, you find better, you create better. Because at the end of the day, everything is an experience. You're not here to get attached to your things. You're not here to, You're not here to hold on to things. You're here to experience and to love and to be and to see, and to have. And these are mostly relationships, not just material things that house, cars, nini, money, nini. No. It also goes for your relationships and how you carry yourself, the kind of person that you want to be, because pia hiyo iko na sense ati it's not just all about that money, cars and houses and the fast life and all that. No. You can also find value in just you being yourself, you loving your life. You can still find value in a small life, and a small life doesn't necessarily mean that it's small literally, but you're content just having a job, having your family, healthy. You're able to eat, you're able to move, you're able to wear, to dress up. If you're going, if anyone falls sick, you're able to go to the hospital. These are the things, these are the small things that hata ukiwa tu nazo ni more than enough, right? Because at the end of the day, you might have all the money in the world or all the cars in the world, but if you can't drive them because you're sick, you see what I mean? Yeah. Grief is not a weakness. It's proof that you loved, and you loved deeply, right? You loved so deeply, and you loved fully. So it shows you the potential that you have in how you can be able to show up for others, and also what you have for yourself. Like knowing that you have all that love, you're able to give all that love. It means that you have all that love within yourself. Uko na hiyo love ndo uweze kupeana huko nje, ama ndo uweze kupeana kwa hiyo relationship, ama hiyo whatever it is. You have it within you first. So cultivate it and nurture it and let it consume you in a way that grows you and grows the people around you, and it also grows the kind of life that you want for yourself, of course, right? Because what would it have been that this person that you've lost, or this job that you've lost, or this place that you've lost, right? You've lost it, you've lost yourself, you don't care anymore, you don't see the value in life. How? Okay, I usually imagine if you were to meet that person right now, you to meet the person that you lost, or the thing. I won't say the thing, but let's just focus on the person, because it's much more sentimental, right? You've met this person that you've lost, like you lost a very long time ago, and this is like maybe it's a meet afterlife. You've met afterlife. What will you have to say to them? Will you be like, oh, because you passed on, so I stopped living? Or because you passed on, I lost the meaning of life? It wouldn't even make sense. They'd be so disappointed. I can't imagine if now, God forbid, I was to go away, and now because I've gone away, you stop your life, you stop following your dreams, you stop caring, you stop caring about your relationships. No, that's not how it should be. In fact, I want you to, I'd like to know that because you lost me and you knew, or you felt how much you loved me, it catalyzed how much more you should show up for other people, because it showed you how life was short and how important it is to show the people that you're with or that are present in your life how much you love them. So I'd be so proud, Kuskia. Oh, because you went away and I felt so bad, and because you went away, it made me want to become a better person, a better loving person. It made me want to become present. It made me want to become that's how that's how you take grief and turn it around and alchemize it into something that is beneficial to you, and it's something that will add value to your life, as well as add value to the people that are in your life as well. So whenever you're grieving, I just want you to know one thing: you're not behind, you're not broken, you are just rebuilding. Okay, you are just rebuilding. You're rebuilding softly, quietly, consequently, chini ya maji ile yenye watu hawaoni, and that is more than enough. Okay, that's more than enough. We don't need Atutaki theatrics. We don't need theatrics, okay? As long as you're able to move na una grow to pole pole tu, hata kama ni 1 centimeter per day, get your head out of the gutter. Hata kama ni 1 centimeter per day. That is what we're looking for. That is more than enough, okay? So I want you to know that grief is valid, okay? Grief is valid. How you feel is valid. How you want to be or react is very valid, okay? No one should tell you how to cry, how to grieve, what to do, when, where, how. No. No one should tell you anything to do with that, okay? You have the freedom to feel how you want to feel. I'm saying this because when I lost it was my grandma. When I lost her, it was crazy. It was so bad because everyone was like, no, you should do this. This is how you're supposed to act. What do you think she'd have thought about you if she was here? Like, first of all, I don't know what she'd have thought. Second of all, I'm a child. Third of all, I don't know how to deal with grief, the fact that I'm 12 years old. So anyways, I want you to know that your grief is valid, okay? Your grief is valid. You should cry however long you want to cry. Grief yako ni valid. So tell me in the comments, what are some of the losses that you are learning to live with? I promise this is a safe space, so just tell me, and I'm very curious. Comment down below. I'd like to find out. And based on that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is an interesting episode to talk about, but it was a bit somber. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time, I am your host, Diversified Wangari, and this is the Peace of Mind KE podcast. So until next time.